Kia ora, hello. What does expanding consciousness mean? One of the main effects, I should say, from two-pointing is that your consciousness is being expanded. And this is such a big word, so I try to explain it again in easier concepts. To me, it is almost like, imagine you are sitting in a house and you have a big window, and in front of this window, you have different layers of curtains and blinds. And if you are drawing up the first curtain, you might just see a second curtain or a blind. Then you pull up the blind and you see another point of view or another perspective. And lifting veils, to me, is kind of a really good metaphor to explain how expanding consciousness is working. It is not just meaning from the thought level that you are seeing a particular situation now from a different standpoint, but you also might have different emotions while you are observing something with so-called new eyes, I always say it. Let's say you have had a situation where you constantly find yourself in a repeating pattern of having an issue with a partner or with your boss or with a friend. And the process of that interaction happens always in the same way, and you kind of have in your head a particular thought and you get particular feelings coming up when you interact with that person. When your consciousness is expanding, the first thing you might notice is that all of a sudden you have different thoughts about that scenario, and you may see the point of view from your boss or your partner from their point of view, rather than just projecting your own thoughts and your own feelings and own emotions and expectations on that person. So your perspective and your view about the situation in your thoughts initially might change. This goes deeper and deeper because, remember, everything is interconnected. So when you continue the journey and your consciousness is expanding even more, you will, as I just mentioned before, you will realize that the situation was kind of halfway created by you, by your own projection onto the scenario, your own expectations. A very good one is always the fights I had with my ex-husband. I continuously at some point realized that I would expect that he will disappoint me, and that I would expect that he will come late, although he says he comes at 8. I will expect he comes at 9, and then that kind of stuff happened, and I would be angry again. So that all is changing, and at some point you will have that bird's eye view or eagle eye view. You will be above everything and you just look down on the situation as an observer without being emotionally or mentally really involved. You just look at it like you would look at any picture, and then you might notice some other things. And the more we get detached from a particular situation, the more, or basically opened another curtain or another veil, lifted another veil, the more, in my opinion, we observe mainly very objectively anything that happens in our lives. So that to me is, obviously it's a journey, but that to me means consciousness is expanding. Initially, we have the very narrow kind of view, and then it is getting wider and wider, less attached, and then at some point we have the view from above, where we just look at it. And I sometimes then looked at myself. I was able to do that in the situation. I thought, what are you doing there again? And laughing about it. So I hope that was helpful. And if you have any more questions or comments, either find me on my Facebook page, Inspire New Beginnings, or make a comment on this video, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.